Hello and welcome back. So I am getting pretty confident in this mounting thing. Well, for Phalaenopsis anyway. My keikis seem to be doing really well. So I thought I was going to go and try something different. And by different, I mean I'm going to go big. And I am going to we're going to mount this big girl that I got. And is she not beautiful? Look at her. Let's see. Yeah, this is a good one. That one back there, I broke one of the petals off, but isn't she gorgeous? Look at that striping and then that deep lip in there. I just absolutely love it when it's got this light here and then you have that deep lip accenting it. But she does have two branches, so she's got this branch here that has none of the buds open yet, and then we have a branch right back here with none of the buds opening up, and all of the buds look like they're probably at the point where they're going to go ahead and open up. I think the only one that probably won't is this one here on the end, just because she is a little tiny, but she is pretty swollen, so she might go ahead and open up anyway. And then I'm probably expecting this little itty bitty one right here to go ahead and blast, but that's okay. Looking in the pot, she looks like she has pretty good little root system in there as far as what I can see. Let me get a little closer so you can kind of see there. So she looks like she's got a pretty decent root system to get her going. I have been soaking her for a few hours today. And then I thought this tag was pretty interesting. It's actually almost on point. It gives the watering directions. It says water when the potting medium is nearly dry and the plant feels light, usually every 7 to 10 days. So I like how it says usually. It doesn't say water, every 7 to 10 days. It does say to allow the plant to drip dry before returning to decorative pot. So I like that. The light is medium to bright and direct light indoors. Temperature, moderate room temperature, 65, 75, basically extreme temperatures, and avoid drafts. The thing I don't like is it says no need to fertilize to enjoy first blooms, then monthly. Okay, monthly, how much fertilizer do I give it? We all know that we don't want to fertilize if the plant's not doing anything, because then the fertilizer sits in there and it can burn roots because it's not getting absorbed. So don't really like that. But this one is actually one of the best that I've found as far as directions on how to care for these guys. So enough of that. We all know how I feel about those things. Anyway, so I have chosen 3 of my Phalaenopsis and I've named them after my girls as well as my adopted daughter. And this is Deja for my adopted daughter. She's not really my adopted daughter. She's my daughter's friend, but she's my daughter too. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let me move this out of the way. And I just realized, yes I did. Sorry. Here it is. I was going to say, I just thought I did not have anything to put the media in. So let me know if you guys mount your Phalaenopsis or any of your other plants in the description down below, or in description comments down below. Can you tell I'm just a wee bit off today? Let's go ahead and get her out. Move this out layway. And then I will go ahead and let those start drying out. So let's just squeeze her. And she is in a bark mixture. So she's not in the moss, so it's not like she's used to being soaking wet all the time. All right, so I will just pull her right on out, and I lied. So she's got bark on the outside, but look what we have inside on the bottom. So she probably is more moss than bark. So good thing I decided to do this, because I would have thought she was in bark this whole time and treated it like bark, and could have potentially lost all of these nice roots that she has currently. And I do, for those of you who are new to the channel, I do prefer my Phalaenopsis in a bark perlite charcoal mixture. Currently I have 2 other phals that are on mounts. Both of the mounts have Phalaenopsis soft cloud keikis on them that are doing rather well, so I don't expect this one not to do well. And of course, as always, oh my goodness, look at all that. Keep an eye on the orchid. Let the orchid tell you what she needs, because I'm going to put her on here, and if I see that she's just really going downhill, I will take her off of this mount that I'm going to put her on, and I will put her back into a pot with my media of choice, of course. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that I did this, because she also, there's mold growing in here, guys. There's white stuff, I'm assuming is mold. But we're going to kill everything with some hydrogen peroxide. So we are going to be just fine. She's going to be fine. So I usually don't take the stake out until I get all of that I can off. And then I'll take the stake out, because it just helps me protect my spike and the blooms from getting knocked too much and from breaking. When I initially started doing this, I used to take the stake out right away. And I found that I actually broke a lot of spikes like that, just not paying attention to where they were. And that is not a good thing. So if you are interested in watching my other 2 mounting videos, my first video where I mounted did not go, I mean, the mount turned out really yucky. I ended up actually taking everything off and redoing it after I posted the video and looked at it for a couple of days, and I just couldn't take it anymore. The moss was just like sticking out everywhere. It was just messy looking. So I went and I cleaned it up. She looks a lot better now. She's actually got 2 new roots growing on her. My most recent video is just an update. It's a random update on just some of the different plants that I've done videos on that are doing some things, but it's nothing that warrants their own video, so I just made like a little compilation of those. So if you want to check that out, I will post that up above as well. So her roots don't look too bad. I am, however, going to be really picky on what I cut and what I keep, just because I am putting her on a mount. And I guess it's kind of a good thing that she was in the moss, because I will be putting moss on the mount just to kind of help. But I'm hoping that she takes to it pretty well. Not a lot of bad roots on here, actually. So let's just see what we got. And then I'm just gonna move the camera angle real quick so that you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Might jar just a little bit. My finger's caught. There we go. All right, let's get you right there. This way you can kind of see what's going on. Let's get you a little closer. And a little bit more of this bark off of here, not too much. And then I'm also a proponent of, if media is not coming off, don't force it off, because you don't want to damage the root. So, all right. And I just like to go through each root and check it out, and then just clip off what needs to be clipped off. And it looks like, let me check this one here. Yep, it is still good. They look really bad, and it's only because they were in that bark outer coating. So they're actually more dirty than they are anything else. But right here we have 2 where the filaments come off, and they just popped right off. I was able to just pull them off without having to cut. And then we've got another one there. All right, and then that's the stem. So, all right, well, this looks promising. So we do have this one here that we're going to cut off. Let me get a little closer so you can kind of see. So that one there is all, well, came right off in my hand. And then this one here, even though we've got this right down here, it cracked right here. So we'll just cut right there, and see, this is what I'm talking about with the blooms, guys. I'm almost broke it. Where did it go? Oh, where did you go? Did you come off? Oh, there's one. So we'll just cut right there. And the good thing with phals is they are branching root systems. So if you do cut off even if you just cut off the MPs, sometimes it does encourage them to go ahead and branch out and produce a few more roots for us. All right, so I am going to go ahead and rinse her off real good, spray her with the hydrogen peroxide, kind of clean the area up a wee bit, and then we will get on with the mounting. Oh, we have another one here that we would like to cut off, because like I said, I am being picky on what we're cutting off, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't leave anything that's going to rot or damage in the new setup. All right, I shall be back. All right, so we're back. Went ahead and unrolled a bunch of the wire for us, just so that I have plenty, hopefully. Where's the end? There it is. And then I've decided to position her this way so that when she hangs, the blooms kind of show like this. And then I've kind of got the base of it centered, so when we're looking at it, it's actually going to look like this once I hang her up, hopefully. That's the idea anyway. So let's get started here. And I know most people will mount an orchid on driftwood or cork bark, but I feel like you can mount an orchid on just about anything as long as it's not something that's going to hurt the orchid. And let's see, let's try and lay her as flat as possible. So I'm trying some of these roots that were aerial roots, I'm trying to finagle them through the holes in the back, since they were aerial roots and they were used to already being drier, not sitting in that moss. Let's thread her through. If I can find the end of where I was. There we go. All right, so base is here. So I want to bring this probably, feel like I'm sewing. Haven't sewn in years. I used to do cross stitch all the time. I used to love doing that with my mom, but I haven't done that in a while just because my eyes do not appreciate that anymore. So it's something I can't do anymore. Okay, let's go through these roots here so we can hold her in. And then what I will do is go back through, lay back here. And what I'm using is florist wire. Most people use fishing line. I just bent that fishing line, but I've been using the florist wire just because it's that nice green and you can see it if you're looking for it, but if you're not looking for it, it really doesn't stand out that much. So let's flip her over, being careful with the bloom. I am going to tie it off here in the back and just make it as tight as I can without cutting into the orchid herself. There we go. And let's go ahead and I'm going to put the tag in right here. I've already put the date and everything on it, so don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to leave this one out, and then let's cut this. And then we'll use this to finish securing her onto the mount. And let's turn her back around. I feel like she's in there pretty good. Yep, just need a couple more spots here to tighten her up. Where's the end? There it is. Okay, and then we'll find another hole to come through here. Just pull it all the way through. And just like when I was cross stitching, I'm keeping my hand in the back to make sure everything goes through the way that I want it to. So then I will have it come this way, and let me just move, let's see, can I get, yeah, just move that root out of the way because I don't want to damage that root. And then to keep from damaging that leaf, you know, this was a good idea until I started it. I don't know that, let's see, if I do this, if I do it through here, yes I can. Okay, then we will push it through this one here, watching that root so we don't damage that. And where are you, Mr. Wire? There you are. All right, and then we will just, till we get to the end, here we go, and then wrap it through here. And then I think one more loop and we should be, let's see, is she on there pretty good? I may be able to go ahead and start with the moss. Yep, I think she'll be okay once we start putting the moss on there. So let's just loop up so we know where we're going to start with our moss. Okay, so I already have my moss in it. I keep my moss pre-moistened. So we will, since she's used to having moss inside as well, we'll just put a little bit in there, move it around there. I am going to put as many of these roots tucked in here for right now, since it is used to staying in the moss, and then we'll keep it away from the crown there. Actually looks like I'm using a lot, but I'm not. I'm kind of at the end of my block here, so most of this is smaller. It's not long strands like I would normally have, so don't have the long strands to lay on top of her there. It's almost like a staghorn fern, doesn't it? The way it's coming. So, and I'm going to go across, I think, on her for that. And there's the end. There it is. And then we'll come up through here. Okay, we want that kind of to go across. Hold that there. And then we'll come back this way. Kind of crisscross it across there. And I'm being very diligent on where my spike is, which is laying right next to me. So I'm going to be really careful. Tuck that in, and then let's go this way with it again. Let's see how much of that moss is going to fall off. go this way then with it so that we can hold some of this moss over here on the side. And then let's hold her up again, and we will come across this way and hold the moss on this side. Tuck it in a little bit. Straighten that back out. It got bent in the last loop through, because I went actually through the seagrass instead of through one of the holes, so it did kind of, there we go. And I think, let's see. Yeah, I think that is going to do it. Let's do one more loop across this way, and then we will tie her off in the back, and we'll call this done. Turn her around. So, all right, and then I'm just going to go back to, if I can find it, maybe I will go back to the original start point here, and we will just loop it through. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of pull everything. And as you can see, some of these roots I was able to manage to get them to go through. And then I'm also going to just start looping the wire on some of these in the back, just to kind of help tighten everything and make sure that we are all looped in together. Everybody is happy. And then once I do that part, I will just loop it through here and basically tie it off, make like a loop in there to knot it off. All right, and then let me cut my excess, and then let's see our final product. All right, so this is what she looks like. Let's push it up a little bit more so we can kind of get like the full picture there. Yep, I think that is going to be lovely, lovely. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Go ahead and comment. I do answer my comments. And if you have any other ideas on what you'd like to see, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well, and we'll see what we can do. Till the next time, I hope you guys have a great day.